Yogurt time! And now the note has been added to the part from this set here, and that was in the previous vlog that I was talking about that, so if you're curious about more info on that, it's the last clip or so of the previous vlog, but that has now been added, and so now I can just put this on the side. I'll leave it on the side till I get a new phone so I can properly photograph the part or something like that, and I brought another one of these guys down because I just sold his legs, so now I've sold his legs, hair, and head, so then I'll just list the parts again to get some of that stuff back in stock, and yeah. I just wanted to give a quick update on that. It looks like the Bricklink community spokesperson or whatever, finally posted again in the forums. They just posted the 15th and 16th of November. Today's the 16th. And the last time they posted was June 26th. They're the ones who are supposed to be basically talking about different things. They're like the community interaction person. Oh yeah, our new community engagement director, and they just don't seem to be responding too fast or anything like that. Let me just confirm here. Yeah, that person there, probably butcher the name if I tried to say it. So then yeah, that person there, and then they went like, how many months is that without responding once in the forum? But that basically describes most of the Bricklink admin team. Like, I mean, there's been lots of stuff that's happened since then, and they just don't ever talk at all, despite it kind of being their main job, but who knows. Now that my legs have had a bit of a rest, it's time to put all of this stuff off of the freezer back into this corner here. And so yeah, it's going to be a little bit emptier now since all of the 2x and up bricks have now been put onto the side. And so then either today or tomorrow have to get around to get that stuff there. And then over here, it's just going to be filled in with the unsorted bulk that will most likely be sold by the pound. I will probably still just dump out all the containers first and just take out anything that looks interesting or valuable and list that before I sell it by the pound. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure these things are a couple bucks each and stuff like that. So then I'll just work on all of that. My mom wanted this upstairs. I don't know why that's still here. And she wants it even though it's broken, but who knows? So I'll just set it right here. I actually know that my dad would probably accidentally throw it in the recycle. I'll just put that right there. And yeah, then I'll just move all of this stuff around and just try to make some room here now. And now it's all done. Just this random thing here for recycle. And I got the empty containers here. I've emptied a decent amount of containers since I started. Most of the containers I'm about to show were just completely filled with Lego at one point or another. So I got three 80-liter totes. One or two of these, they were initially filled with Lego, then they were filled with drawers, and now they're empty again. So that's three 80-liter totes. Then over here, let me turn the light on, is three more totes. The bottom one is about 80 liters. Top one are probably slightly less. Let's see, 64 liters or something. I couldn't quite see it. And then we've got all of these containers up here, and then there's more under here. All those were also ones that have been emptied. So overall, quite happy with the amount of Lego I've been able to get listed in the past period of time. And I should probably actually put those in the furnace room. But then there is still lots to go, but I'm very happy how clean and spacious it is here now. Like, there's actually room to move around here. Before it felt like I was bumping into the back of this if I move the chair just slightly too far this way or something like that, but it's quite nice now. Just finished editing the previous vlog, currently 6:56 p.m. I was playing games and stuff like that, so I didn't forget per se. I just I was doing other things and stuff like that. So that's done now, and oh man, that is going fast. Normally it goes in slow-mo. And now it's going in slow-mo. I have no idea why. Maybe if I move it around a little bit. Nope, it's just weird. Who knows? And so then I'm done editing the vlog, and I'll probably just play some more games today, and then yeah, just wait for it and just upload it to YouTube as soon as I can, and all that good stuff. Another day in Brampton, another power outage. It was only for like a second last night or so, but yeah, just another power outage. So that's just seems to happen quite often, so I have to turn the computer back on and all that stuff. And so yeah, it's just Oh well, what can you do? And then I sold this minifigure on eBay again, so that was nice. And that one's relisted now. And yeah, I still haven't gotten to the rebuilding eBay minifigure things. eBay minifigures, when I have them parts available that I know I do, I usually like to rebuild them, but most of the time, there's I'm not placing a whole bunch of orders for more minifigure parts right now on Bricklink, so sales have fallen drastically. I know it's a issue that makes itself worse over time by me not buying parts means I sell less, I have less money to buy parts, and so on and so forth. But then the taxes at the beginning of the year and all that stuff is just a huge mess. And so then that kind of threw me out of sync. But then next year, I'm hoping to, like, I'm not going to really be too focused on eBay minifigures until I have all of the used stuff listed, because that stuff takes a lot of time. And currently, I would rather spend my time listing stuff on Bricklink and the like. But for now, yeah, I'm probably honestly not even gonna play too much of the new game today. The new game was a huge flop. Like, I'm honestly not a fan of the new Warzone game. I'm really disappointed in it. So I probably won't be playing nearly as much as I thought I would be playing this week. And so yeah, then I'll probably still be able to get a good amount of work done at least today. Yogurt time. I just listed one of these in light gray, and it was like $5 or something, $3, something like that. And then I went to go to the yellow ones, and this here has got to be single-handedly the worst condition batch of parts I've ever taken out of a container. I'll try and zoom in. Like, look at all of these. Let's see if there's a single good one in here. This one is nasty. This one's nasty. This one's nasty. This one's nasty. Yep, this one you can see on the end there. It's not as visible in the camera as it is in person. That one's nasty. This one's, where did that one go? This one's nasty. This one's nasty. This one's nasty. This one is. This one is. And this one is. So yeah, every single one of these was just nasty condition. I don't know what the odds of every single one of them being nasty are. I know I found one prior. It had gotten mixed up with other stuff, so I had just listed it right away, and it was in relatively good condition for used, and so I listed it as used. May have my damage like I did with all the other stuff I've been listing. And so yeah, these ones here, I don't know what's with them. At least these ones aren't nearly as valuable as the light gray ones. So if I go yellow, 27 cents and 31 cents. So yeah, I'm not going to complain because I'm just glad that these aren't the light gray. It's always a shame when you have higher value parts like this one right here goes for 84 cents to $3 a piece. These are the ones in good condition that I have, but as you can see, there are lots of them that even at that price, I won't sell them as damaged because they're just either cracked, bite marks, marker on them, and all that type of stuff. So there's like $1 gone, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, $12, and there's probably like 20 of them in here, so not quite $20. I mean, damaged, there'd be like way less than that and everything like that. And I know, I guess I could list them, but realistically, I do want to still have some standards for parts that are like, this isn't a rare part and it isn't a common part in that sense. And it's like for common parts, I don't mind selling it as filler and stuff like that. But for these ones, it's kind of the in-between. It's not a super rare part where people like, say, a $5-10 part where people would still buy it even if it was super damaged. And it's not too common or anything like that. So it's just kind of in a bit of a gray area. And so typically I just throw those out and stuff. So yeah, the white are going to be a nightmare. You can already see, I mean, that one's super yellowed, and there's going to be just a lot of these guns here. I mean, like every single one of them looks yellowed. So since every single one of these looks yellowed, I'll probably end up listing them all as yellowed, even though there's going to be a couple that are good. And if there's a couple in overall pretty good, like this one here, and stuff like that, those ones I might list separately. But since the majority of these ones are already yellowed, then I still will list them as yellowed as an option for a bit lower than I do with the other ones. The other ones I might ask a higher premium because this is a old part, and considering how many I have of them and how few of them are actually not yellowed or anything like that, they would be going for a better price. And so yeah, then I wonder how many I'm gonna have to throw out from here. And this is just of the 2-finger hollow stud versions of them in the different colors. I still have the 2 fingers with the solid studs, unless those ones are mixed in here, but I haven't seen any yet, so they're probably in a different container. Then there's the 3 finger version of both of them on top of that still, so there's still lots of these guys to go, so it'll be a shame to throw out so many of them, but that's just the way it is. Just finished with the last of those guys there. This here is the garbage container from all of the different colors and stuff like that. And so that's all unfortunate, but it's done now. And so now this is what's left on the backlog, and this stuff has to, for the most part, get sorted to some extent. I mean, a lot of this I could still just tackle. Like, I mean, I can easily just list this and stuff like that, but my sister just likes to be able to sort it all first and everything. So I emptied a good amount of containers in the past little while. 3 rows there. I've only emptied a few containers today, but a lot more of them were just higher quantity and stuff. And so now I'm just going, oh, that almost fell over. Well, it did partially. So I'm just going to grab the last of these containers. I'll use the monitor as a rest for them. And then I'll just bring these containers over, and then I'll just quickly film again once I've moved them off the table. I know I won't be able to get this all listed today. A decent amount I probably can, because some of them are just a couple per container, but then a lot of them are more in-depth. Like, I can't remember if these are the 5mm or the 6mm ones. I listed the one type, but then the others were left on the side, and so those ones are on the chopping board now. And then there's a couple more of them that have just a decently high quantity of, and oh, that almost fell over there. Well, it's balancing somehow. I'm not going to question physics. And so for the first time in probably a year or more, I don't have anything in the backlog. It's all either listed, has to be listed, or on the current listing pile. And typically I only ever have like one line of containers here, and these are the same height as the containers that were over there. So overall I can't complain, and I'm still wondering how that has not fallen over yet. Just finished putting the semi-sorted bulk 2x bricks into bags with help from my dad. And then there were a couple bricks I just saw that were in the semi-sorted area that I thought I would just list now. These were the transparent medium blue 2x2 bricks. They are transparent, so you'd be able to see them getting scratched up more so, and the like. And so then I just thought I'd save them the washing process since they're in good condition. And then there were also some metallic gold 2x4 bricks, which, as you may know, just completely would get erased of their chrome or metallic color if you wash them. And then just one 2x2 pearl gold, because I mean, why not? It's a cool color and cool brick. And then there's one 4x6 light gray brick that was actually, it looks to be in quite nice condition. So then I just wanted to list that one now as well and save it from the washing process, because that could get a bit damaged during washing. So then just thought I'd get these guys saved from the washing process for now, and then I'll get to work listing these guys. And then I've got some of the backlog there. It's currently 8:13 p.m. though, so I know I for sure won't be able to get all of this stuff listed tonight, but I'm going to try and get this stuff listed and a little bit of the stuff here, maybe this row and a little bit of this row, and then pull orders, and then just see how much more I can list tonight. The daily Lego container in the garbage video. This is all the garbage from the day's listing. A lot of these thingamabobs here were just damaged, and a lot were faded. So that's the day's garbage, and I got a decent amount listed. Well, I mean, not too much, but there was these containers here, and then I also got a this one. I want to say there's a couple more, but I don't see them at the moment that I got listed, so it's not a crazy amount, but it could be worse. I just pulled the eBay orders. One person bought this stuff here. They ended up paying like probably close to 100 to 100, somewhere between 100 and 120 about, give or take a few bucks. And then this one here was $24.99 plus $7.50 shipping to the States, so they were in about 33 or so bucks for this one. And then I'm going to pull the Bricklink orders, starting with the one here that you may have seen on the cart here. They ordered some Lego, and then I packed it all up, and then I was about to ship it out, and then they asked if they could add to the order. I said sure, and then I couldn't really do anything, so I just left it, and then they bought. So then they paid now, so I'll just pull those parts, and then that will get shipped out tomorrow. And so yeah, just wanted to give a quick update. I changed things up a bit, and I put my iPad that I used to pull orders on the third slot instead of the second slot, or first slot, however you count it. And I like this angle 10 times better, so I don't know why I ever did that. I never did that before, but it's always nice when you sell a brand new minifigure part. And so this one was a nice one. It was $10 for $55.86. So let's find that drawer right over here. And this here is brand new copy of the legs for the Kanan Jarrus minifigure. And so that was a nice sale. So I just finished pulling the Bricklink and Brickowl orders, and so then I got these guys here, just one minifigure, a couple of these things listed as has minor/medium damage and bending or something along those lines, and they still sold for like $2.25 each, so that was nice. And then there was some parts from the Avatar set in here, and just some odds and ends. I had this part here, I sold it, and then I went to grab one, and it looked on its own, it looked normal, but then I was like, it's just something's a little bit off, so I grabbed another one, and it turns out it was like completely it had like a perfect level of not quite dust, not quite grime or anything like that. It just had a level of something on it. Almost watermarks isn't quite the right word, but you might be able to understand what I'm trying to talk about. And so then I just threw that one out and then got a new one, and then deleted one quantity from my inventory. So that worked out in the end, and then the cart's getting stuck on some tile grooves here, like that. And so then that's good for now. I'll pull any other orders I need to in the morning. 2:20 a.m. and another internet outage. Currently 12:09 a.m. and another internet outage separate than the one from last night. Just got a Lego set in the mail. I purchased this set on Bricklink just to figure out what the length of that string is there, because it's an undetermined type in the Bricklink catalog. So I'll be opening this up later today and trying to figure that out. But since we still have an internet outage, even though it's still 1:35 p.m., who knows if I'll have to use my hotspot to even, my phone's internet hotspot to even access Bricklink and stuff like that, so I can print out shipping labels and the like. So I don't know what time today I'll actually get to this. So yeah, it's currently 2:18 p.m. and we still have an internet outage. So I have a few more orders I need to pull. So I'm basically just going to put my phone where I would normally put the iPad and then pull orders. And then after that, the internet, at this rate, it's been out for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours already, and then I probably have to do a hotspot on my phone in order to get internet on the computer so that I can ship out orders. But it is just, I don't know why Rogers is the worst internet we have ever had for, I don't even know how long, but it has been consistent for months now, where we just have, almost every day, we have just a few minutes of no internet to hours of no internet. There's no outages for anyone else nearby. It is just for us. We've restarted modems, we've called Rogers, everything like that, and they just say, oh, just wait, crews are in your area, they'll fix it, or maybe just try refreshing your router or whatever, I don't know. They always just tell us to do something, and then nothing ever changes. And yeah, we have to check pricing of some other things. I can't remember what Starlink pricing was, but we are thinking about switching to Starlink. Yeah, it's a bit more expensive of a startup cost, but to be honest, the novelty of it is kind of almost worth it. So yeah, then probably gonna do that, but it's not in our area till next year, so we might have to suffer through slow internet until then. But then I haven't actually compared the monthly prices to that. I remember I checked it and it was somewhat comparable to what we've already been paying right now. So we're gonna have to see again what the internet price of that was. But yeah, it is just, I don't know what is with Rogers. It's just completely unacceptable, for lack of better words, that they just don't provide internet to us when we pay for it, even though everyone else is fine. It's just whack. And finally, after it looks like, I don't even remember how many hours it's been, we have internet back. It took forever, but then it just is back. No notification from Rogers as to why there's an outage. Nothing, just internet off 5 hours, internet back on. Nothing ever said by Rogers, ever. And so yeah, it just keeps happening, and yeah, this is probably going to be one of the last months with Rogers, considering I don't forget, because realistically, like with a lot of things, I only remember about it when we have the internet outage, and then when we have an internet outage, we don't look for new internet stuff, so then I just kind of forget. But this time we might have to look into it a bit more. Yogurt time! Looks like someone needed a lot of brackets for some type of project. They mostly ordered blue and yellow, but then I also ordered some green and lime. And I feel like there was one other color in here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. I think it might be this order. I can't remember. There was one dark blue as well, although I'm not seeing it, so it might be a different order. And so yeah, then these ones, since they're a larger part, they just ended up in the bag with the same conditions, so used and new. This here is some new 1x2 curved slope things. See if I can get a good angle so you can see one of them as an example, if I can. It's not wanting to. Basically they're the same as these things here, and so the notes went in a bag since they were a little bit higher of a quantity. And so then I also sold a whole bunch of these guys, which I just listed, the ones with both of the different color inserts on them, so that was good. And so yeah, then I'll get this done, and unfortunately I don't have any help with packing today, but that's fine. I'll finish packing up. I'm mostly finished. It's currently 3:45 p.m. and I'm getting there closely. So I've now got the set here, and I'm going to see which string type is in it. The first part is we have to take all of the measurements of the box. The box is a bit crushed, but we should still be able to get all of the measurements we need. We need from the side here to the side here, and it's not crushed along every side, so we can get from like this corner to this corner, and then we need from here to here, and then we need from here to here. And I'm pretty confident that it's best to take the measurement with this close, because this is a flexible part here, which can be pushed down without damaging the box or anything like that. So most likely when someone ships this, they would just have this pushed down instead of having it up like this and then trying to wrap around that, because that would be more difficult. So I'll take from here with it folded down like that, and then I'll just quickly add all the dimensions that are needed. And if we look at the set right here, we can see it weighs 77 grams. I'll turn on my scale, and I messed up the wheel there a little bit, so I'll fix that. And if you ever find a set and it has more or an item, and according to your scale it's a little bit heavier, Bricklink does prefer to have the heavier weight of the item, because for many items there's different mold variants and stuff like that that aren't separated, so they prefer to have the heaviest mold variant added. And this one here, it's below 77 grams, so that's fine. I'm going to leave it. I'm assuming the loss of weight is most likely due to the damaged packaging or something along those lines, so then that's all good there. So I don't need to worry about changing the weight for the set, so I just need to add the dimensions for the set. And then if we look at the instructions, there's also no dimensions for the set, so we'll just have to see how these appear in the set inventory and then add them accordingly. I've now taken the dimensions for the box, and then I was noticing on my ruler that if you look closely, this thing is actually moving a bit, and that's not a good thing when you're trying to get exact measurements. So I took my measurements with this as connected as it could be, so when it was like this instead of it being like this, because it's got about a 0.1 centimeter difference between the two, so I'm assuming this is more correct. So I was holding this down when measuring it, but that's probably not a good thing to have on a measuring tape. And so that's done now, and I got these dimensions here. And so then that is the width, 14.5 from here, although yeah, width is this dimension here, and then there's the height, which is from here to here, and then there's the depth, which is from here to here. So I've now got the set open. I opened it carefully on the side and then closed it up again. And so now I've got the set here and the string right here, and it came with a catalog thing. So if we look up 114017 in the on Bricklink, so it was 4017, and search that up. We can see that there is a catalog here, and that, as you can see, matches that top corner there, so it can open up to show the entire thing. And here's the wing of this here. And so then with this one, just like the other one, we can add a note to say what set it's from, so now people know where you could actually get this catalog and stuff like that. So that's interesting. And so then this is the instruction booklet, and so then we add the dimensions of the instruction booklet in this form here, because that's how it came from the factory. So that's how you add it to the catalog for dimensions according to the Bricklink rules. And then we've got our string here, it's just loose in the box, so we just need to measure this string and then add switch that out in the inventory. And then if you look here, these bricks, they're brand new, but they are slightly yellow. Not yellow, that's not the right word to use. They're old white, for lack of better words. They've got a they don't look like brand new white bricks look. Like, one second, I've got there's a white part right here I'll just grab. And I'm not sure if it will pick up on camera too well. It does a little bit, but you can see this here is what white looks like, and this is what's included in the set. So it is a bit different and off and stuff like that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for this set right here, so I'll have to figure out that later. I'm not a big Lego collector per se for most things, so I'm not going to build it and display it or anything like that. I can still list the string and maybe even the colored parts from here, but then realistically I'm going to look through the white parts, and then I might even part out the set as used and then list them as new old stock, has some yellowing or fading or something like that, or isn't as bright, or just try to word it so that people would expect to get a older version of it. And so yeah, then I'll just go ahead and measure this up now and then do the inventory change request. And then, I mean, I'm not going to part it out now anyways. It'll just end up by the Technic thing over there until I can figure out what to do with this. So then I'll add this, and add this. I've now requested that a note be added to the part here that I was included in this set here, and included a photo of the set. And then I also did the inventory change request, delete the undetermined length and add the 30 centimeter length. It was like 30.5, but if you look at the different options for the string lengths, it does like 20, 25, 30, 50, 200, or maybe there's a 100 in there as well. There's no exact length for them. It's more so an approximate length from what I've noticed. And then I added an image. I was trying to figure out how I should add the image because I had to hold it at the beginning and at the end, but then I realized, oh, I'm only taking a photo of the one side of it. So then I just let go on the one side of it and then just held it here, and then I took the photo, and so that worked out well there. And then I also included the image where you can see the string in the set here. So that's all done now. So now I'm going to add the dimensions for the instruction book. The first batch of the 2x bricks has now been washed. There is a whole bunch of 2x2s in this bag, 2x6s, mixed in with a couple of like 2x10s or 2x12s or something like that in that bag, 2x4s in this bag, and then there is the 2x3s mixed in with like the 2x8s in that bag there. And so then that's being washed now, and then there should be one 8x16 base plate, yep, right over here. That was washed as well because that was just laying around. And so then that stuff, eventually we'll get a towel over here and then a fan, and that stuff will start drying. And then after that, we've still got 3 entire containers left to wash. And this thing is sharp. I poked myself, but not bleeding or anything like that. And then, yeah, we found inside of the box that we thought had mostly 2x bricks in it, we found a couple more bags of plates. So although those haven't been washed and this stuff has, these do not look to be as filthy as some of the larger plates that I got from the person. So then they'll be put with the correct containers wherever they are there. And so, yeah, then I still have to quickly add the dimensions for the book thing there. So I've got the measuring tape and thingamajiggy there. I'll throw this sharp piece of plastic out that was in the one thing, and yeah, so then I'll get to work on that stuff now. I now finished with the dimensions for the instruction book. 5.5 this way, 7.7 from up here to down here, and then the thickness is 0.25. It's a bit difficult because, as you can see here, you can bend it a little bit to get it back to its normal length because it is a little bit warped and stuff like that. So I basically just, I could push it down a whole bunch like this, or I could just apply moderate amount like this, where you're not really adding any pressure but more so almost putting it back to its original shape. So then I just used only that much strength for it, and then I went across all the sides at multiple angles, and the largest amount for the thickness that I could find is 0.25 centimeters. So I went with that. There's a couple at 0.21, 0.24, but 0.25 I found several times like that, so I ended up going with that for the thickness. And so then I requested the note for this one, and so then I'll just put all of this stuff back in the box for now, and then I'll just add it to the other one over there. And you can almost see my face, and I'm gonna have to block this out for a second, so sorry for the black screen that you're seeing right now, because my reflection was visible. And so then I'll end up just putting that set with the other one over there, and then just leave it there till I eventually get around to figuring out what to do with it. either way, now that I finished with that set, it's now back to the listing pile, and this one here looks good fun, all these gears. I think this one here is the one that there was a story in the forum a while ago. Basically, someone in the States was selling parts, and then someone from, I believe it was Thailand, ordered just one of these parts here and paid like $19 American on shipping, and they actually went through with the order and everything like that just to ship out one of these. I may be wrong on the exact part, but it was, they said for one tan Technic gear or something along those lines. And I was like, wow, that is just crazy. But then again, I've had someone, before I had flat rate shipping and I was shipping with Canada Post, I had someone buy a $2 part and pay over 22 bucks on shipping for it, and I got it on clearance from Walmart from a like $40 set. So it was like one of those ninja spinner things. So yeah, it's a crazy world. But yeah, then there's this one here, which there's a couple different colors. Yeah, well, yeah, two of them. And then there's the ones I was working on the other day there. So then I'll work on some of that stuff. And then I'm thinking, I don't want to boil my brain out tonight with those. These look like they'd be just way too much fun. I should save them for another time. And then these ones here, yeah, I might deal with some of these guys here. So then I'll put this here, and then I'll try to tackle this stuff. I know I probably won't get it all done, but I'll try to get some of this stuff done tonight. It's everyone's favorite task when you're sorting through Technic. Oh, this doesn't belong in here. What is this? Huh. This is a bit different than these guys. It almost looks like it's broken off of something. Huh. I'll have to try to look that up a little bit. But it's everyone's favorite task when... Oh, wait, here's another one. Okay, that is interesting. If I find a listing or anything for those, I'll show it on the video, because I can't say I've ever seen those things before. And they look like they're almost fragile, like they would just break super easy, so I don't know how they would be used as gears effectively. But it's everyone's favorite task to have to sort between a light gray and light bluish gray for, well, any parts in general, but especially Technic. Here, they're easier to tell apart, but light bluish gray had a period of time where it was the it looked different and stuff like that. So there's a lot of light bluish gray looks like it's light gray, so you have to make sure that it isn't a light bluish gray one that's actually just got the weird coloring, and you have to make sure to separate all of that. And so yeah, it's always good fun. I know in the past I literally just had about one red cup there filled with about 3/4 of the way with light gray and light bluish gray Technic parts. I just threw the entire thing out because I was like, I don't have the mental willpower for this and stuff like that. But that was a long time ago. I don't usually do that type of stuff anymore. And so now I'm going to have to try to go through all of this here and separate between all of the light gray and all the light bluish gray. But yeah, this here is what I'm seeing. In the video, it's almost easier to see because you can see like this here looks like it's light bluish gray, maybe this one, these few here and here, and the rest is a light gray for the most part. But yeah, it's quite difficult to tell. I think I found the catalog entry for these things here. It is the Gear 14 Tooth Bevel Thin, and it's in a decent amount of sets. That's surprising. It probably doesn't exist. Yeah, it doesn't exist in light bluish gray, and it does in a light gray, so it goes for 17 cents to $1.11. So honestly, not that bad of a price, but I can't say I've ever seen these things before. Well, I can't say I was expecting that. This here is the light bluish gray, this here is the light gray, and this is the tan. I've thrown 3 of them out. Might end up listing those as damaged, but these guys actually go for a pretty penny, surprisingly. Like, I did not expect them. I know the tan aren't really worth too much. Light bluish gray, they're in 48 sets, so it's not like they're super rare or anything, but they go for a surprisingly high amount. I guess they just haven't been released in light bluish gray in a very long time, so that would explain it. But yeah, it's not what I was expecting when I was going to list these guys. Just finished with a whole bunch of the gears, and so then that stuff is done here for now. I didn't really fill up any containers per se, emptied a couple of them at least, because I was shipping stuff out today, had the internet problems and all that good stuff, so I didn't get too much done today, but that's I'll finish there. So this is the garbage from the day. It's not too much, but it's still a little bit. So this goes in there, and then that goes there. These things go over here. This thing goes somewhere over here. I can never actually remember where to put it. I'll leave these guys out on the table here because I'll get to these guys tomorrow when I first start working again. And then I'll just stack these guys on this stack thing right here. And so yeah, this is the current backlog, just these containers and those containers over there. I couldn't finish all the containers yesterday, as I think I mentioned, I can't remember. So then I put those back there, and then a couple more were sorted since. And so yeah, then this here is the current backlog of stuff that's being stacked and sorted and ready to list. And this is just a little bit of the backlog of stuff that needs to be sorted and stacked and stuff like that where applicable. Thank you for watching the vlog. If you got this far, this is probably the last clip of the vlog. Currently, 1 second, let's see the time. I don't know what, I just stepped on something. I have no idea what I just stepped on. It's currently 1:56 p.m. and I'm just getting to work. So I'm going to start editing the vlog and then work on placing the orders from Lego, because it is now finally the double VIP weekend. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be placing about 3 orders. I don't think I'll show anything I get in those orders because they are not something I'm going to probably show till next year at the earliest. And so yeah, I'll be placing some orders, and then I'll see if I can't remember if the one promo was over 250, 265, or 275 in order to get. So I might have to transfer some money between some accounts or something like that to make it all go through properly. But I'm going to work everything out, place orders, start editing the vlog and everything like that. So thanks for watching the vlog. If you got this far, the next vlog should be out on Wednesday.